Rooster Teeth, after 21 years, is getting shut down. Not surprised. I mean, it's terrible for the people that have been working there for so long, because I know there's still quite a few OG members in Rooster Teeth that still work on that channel. After being bought out, man, I gotta be real, right off the bat, I personally never really liked Rooster Teeth. I think at first it was interesting the way how they were doing things. They were very successful independently, right? But then the moment they got bought out, I already knew things were gonna be changing, and sure enough, they have. They definitely grew, and as they grew, they started doing more projects, and I think some were successful, some weren't. And when talking about Rooster Teeth, right, one thing that I can really remember Rooster Teeth for is definitely the show RWBY. And I'm gonna be honest, as much as I was fond of that show at first, I got tired of it. I just couldn't watch it anymore. I dropped off after season 7, I believe. I think they're at 9, 10, something like that, and I just couldn't watch it anymore. They were just doing such a terrible job to it. The writing was getting bad. I still have friends that watch that show, and I'm like, you still watch it? They recently did a crossover with DC where they released 2 movies, and I just couldn't watch it. It looked too childish, the animation style. I was like, what? Like, this is, you do a crossover and they look like this? Like, why do they look so ugh? And then I believe they were bought by Warner Brothers Discovery too. And now I heard that after 21 years they're shutting down. I will say it is very unfortunate, because Rooster Teeth was one of the platforms, or one of the channels I mean, where they started off doing web series and then blew up to a point where they became such a successful company. You know, Red vs. Blue, RWBY, various podcasts that they did. They've done other animations too, other animation web series, but some went off, some didn't, right? Now, after hearing that they got bought, clearly there's going to be some changes when being bought by a higher up company, and sure enough, people got let go. People started taking down certain shows that were on YouTube for free, and they put it on the Rooster Teeth app that you would have to pay for. And I'm not doing that. I refuse to go on an app that I have to pay monthly for another subscription when I could have watched all these shows of RWBY for free. I remember that they had all the episodes of RWBY on YouTube, and then they took them all down except for the first episode. The first episode is still on there, and if you want to watch the rest, you gotta do a subscription to them. And then I heard that something else happened where they basically went to Crunchyroll, and people were upset because they're like, wait, I'm only subscribing to your Rooster Teeth app because I could get the episodes first, and now you're telling me that now that it's on Crunchyroll, now there's at times where they're going to get it first, so why am I paying over here when I can go there? So it's a lot of ups and downs for Rooster Teeth from what I heard. Again, I could be wrong about some things. I'm not very on point with Rooster Teeth. I really couldn't care less when it comes to them. Some of the people that started the company of Rooster Teeth have already left. You know, there aren't very many people that are still there, you know, and if they are, they're probably newcomers that were there, but now after 21 years, it's shut down. I know that Rooster Teeth even has a convention, RTX, that has been going on for quite some time. I found out it was recently canceled. They're not doing another RTX event no more. It was taken away. Now, here on Variety, I found an article where basically they're going to go into why it is shutting down in the first place. Rooster Teeth is shutting down after 21 years. Warner Brothers Discovery, in talks to sell the shows like RWBY, Red vs. Blue, and Genlock, will shop the Roost podcast network. Oh, that's what it's called, okay. Rooster Teeth is biting the dust after more than 2 decades. Parent companies Warner Brothers Discovery, after unsuccessful attempts to sell the unprofitable fandom gaming and comedy entertainment division, is shutting down Rooster Teeth's operations. RT General Manager Jordan Levin announced the shutdown of Austin-based Rooster Teeth at all-in-hand meeting Wednesday in a memo distributed to the staff. Oh wow, can you imagine that? You're working for a company for a certain amount of time, and then you get a piece of paper that says, yeah, get ready, you're out. It's the telltale situation all over again, right? Where the employees found out the day of that their company was shutting down, and then they had half an hour. I heard, this is true, employees verified this, that at that gaming company, they had half an hour to get all their belongings to get out, otherwise they'd be escorted. I was like, whoa, like, dang, talk about mistreated. Oh, man. The closure of Rooster Teeth will result in layoffs and approximately 150 full-time employees, and will throw dozens of contractors and content creators out of work as well. where do I start off with this? So let's start off with Warner Brothers Discovery. Warner Brothers Discovery, I never really liked. When I found out that Warner Brothers was starting this side company, right, with Discovery, I heard really suspicious things about it. One thing that I don't like about Warner Brothers Discovery is that they have a really bad habit of checking over complete projects and then canceling them, right? They did that with Batgirl after it was completed, and then they did this with another film, animated film, with one of the old Looney Tunes characters, Coyote, where they finished it, spent a lot of time animating it, putting it together, and they just canceled it. I don't even know if it was bad or not. Like, there was no reason to shut it down. It's like, what's the point of creating the project in general if you're just gonna dismantle it immediately? Like, it's just a waste of time and effort. And now that they own Rooster Teeth, if there's no results, get rid of it. It's just a waste of money. It's just a waste of effort. So they're just gonna get rid of it. With Rooster Teeth, I just don't know why they sold in the first place, right? I tried to look into that, and there are just many different reasons. They were saying that, oh, they needed more funding for certain projects that they were doing, like Genlock. I heard of Genlock. I've seen like 1 or 2 episodes. It wasn't really that big of a deal. And I know that a lot of money must have went to Michael B. Jordan because he was the lead character in that show. I remember that. But it was just Michael B. Jordan. There was nothing special about it. So I was just like, okay. It was just kind of random. And then for Red vs. Blue, I never really got into Red vs. Blue. I don't really care for that in my personal opinion. I just never really got into that web series. But Ruby though, personally, just let Ruby go down. The writing is off the walls with Ruby. I hate that show now. It is so all over the place. I don't even know what the heck they're even doing right now. I don't even get the story of it. I don't even get the premise. I don't get the powers. I don't get the relationship. I don't get none of that anymore, alright? I got so lost with Ruby. It had great potential. It became bigger, but it just went off the walls. It just went downhill with Ruby. So if they stopped it completely, I wouldn't mind. I'm just like, just drop it. It's just, you ruined it. It's gone. It's just leave it alone. Either start over with it and actually bring in writers who actually know what they're doing, or just leave it alone. I really don't care for Ruby anymore. I know some people do. I don't know why, but it's still there. What I will say is that I think it is very unfortunate that certain employees are going to be losing their jobs. It has to suck working for a company for a certain amount of time, and then you find out, oh, yeah, you're out of work. And now you gotta just find something else that you're used to, right? So it's definitely getting out of your comfort zone to go to somewhere else and adapt, right? So that's the only thing that sucks here. But when it comes down to Rooster Teeth, it's also concerning too because they bought Screw Attack. So when it comes down to the subject of Death Battle, right? I like Death Battle here and there. I don't watch all of it all the time anymore. It's like, but like at time to time I'll watch it. But I'm kind of curious what's going to happen to that now. Are they going to sell that too? Or like what's going on here? And like I said before, a lot of the people that were at Rooster Teeth originally already left. They went on to do different things. They just got tired of it. You know, I heard some of them were being kind of difficult also. And Rooster Teeth went through a lot of phases basically. But to hear Rooster Teeth shutting down doesn't surprise me. Now I'm going to know if anything is being owned by Warner Brothers Discovery. If Discovery happens to get their hands on any other platform, it's going to be a huge guard up because Discovery is beyond strict with certain projects, just taking them down or having them up or misusing them. So I don't know. This all leads back to Discovery. But with that said though, let me know what you guys think of Rooster Teeth. Are you happy they're shutting down? Are you guys not? I'm really happy to hear. If there's anything you want to add in, let me know. I'll be happy to hear more information about Rooster Teeth. You know, this is interesting to talk about. I know people who that are working for the company have been uploading videos talking about the situation themselves. I've seen like 1 or 2 videos about it, but at the end of the day, it just always sucks to know when people are out of work and then they gotta try to find something else. So that's the thing. So with that said, lovers, if you like what you saw, do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification for more content as always. Look forward to the next video, verse. And with that said, have an awesome day, and I'll see you next time. Later, verse.